it's crazy to think 21 years old in 1 year, not even a full calendar year, done about 1.6 million. That just signifies, wow, like you really are out there working with amazing people. You definitely have a skill set that you're bringing to the marketplace to help them out.
It's meeting a homeowner or inspecting a roof or having an insurance meeting. I would say that's where my passion lies, and that's for the love of the game is not knowing for what's to come, but just adapting to any situation. So I would say day to day everything is different, but that's the fun of it. Is just continuing to have fun each and every day, and it continues the excitement, and just being around the field with brothers such as Joseph is great. So.
All right, we're live. So this is super exciting. This is probably one of my favorite human beings that works with us here at Cool Roofs, and it's crazy. It's a lot of these I get on, I don't even need notes, but there's just so much value that this individual has to offer. I want to just make sure that I get everything answered within this podcast, from your story, your experience, what you do, just to really help our audience understand, like, first and foremost, you're 21 years old?
Yes, sir. That's right.
It's incredible. I actually started roofing the day after my 21st birthday. And so why it excites me the most is to work with someone so young, someone like yourself who's just had so much success within roofing, and then now seeing what Cool Roofs has to offer, being here, locking arms and working together. So real quick, one of the things I like to highlight is this year alone, prior to coming to Cool Roofs, and again, we always just talk about revenue. Revenue is just a number that reflects the value and how many people that you've helped. What have you done this far in revenue prior to coming over here to Cool Roofs?
Prior to being with Cool Roofs, I would say in revenue I've done about 1.6, 1.7.
Wow.
And that's all insurance.
Yeah.
Through insurance. So.
Absolutely. I mean, now, being 21, such a young age, it makes me wonder, what did you do prior to even getting into roofing? Like, what's kind of like your story that then brought you into this amazing industry?
So before the roofing industry at 18, throughout high school, real estate was my goal at the time.
Really?
And so I had a mentor throughout all of high school, and I took my test, got my license. And then somewhere in between, I found roofing. But even before real estate, I had my own car detailing company. And it was just, I did it all the work myself. And what I would do to gain business and relationships is I was mobile, so I had my own water tank, my generator. And I would go knocking on doors, which helped with door-to-door as well in roofing. But I would go to malls, and I would find people that would park their vehicles, and I'd tell them, hey, you're probably going to be here a few hours. While you're there, I'll have this car looking brand new when you get back. So that, as well as being in the restaurant industry and customer service, was big in helping me out with that.
Yeah, and so like in the restaurant industry, you were a waiter?
Yes, sir. So I was a head server and a head bartender as well.
Wow.
So
how long did you do that for?
I did it about a year.
Okay.
And I just worked my way up within that year. I started off as a host, so I did every position within the restaurant industry.
That's amazing. And so being in the restaurant, what transition? I mean, how did you learn about roofing? What made it an interest of yours to get into it?
I think the lifestyle, honestly, of roofing and how every day is different. The income cap is limitless, and being able to help clients and every solution being different is amazing. So just talking to people daily and building relationships not just through a business standpoint, but a friendship standpoint.
Absolutely. Was there a specific individual that introduced you to roofing, or did you just have some people come in the restaurant, saw them there in roofing? How did that kind of work out?
So I do want to give credit to a gentleman by the name of Joseph Valverde.
The GOAT.
Yes, sir. I had saw a post of him on a roof one day, and my crazy self thought that I want to get on a roof too, you know. So I shot him a text on Instagram through DM. I shadowed him a few days, and I just fell in love with the process. So
it's amazing. And you've been in roofing for how long now?
I would say about a year and a half now.
Year and a half.
So
wow. So getting in the industry, I mean, it's crazy to think, like, most companies that are established businesses don't even do 1.6 million a year in sales as an entity. And knowing that you're a young hustler, motivator, just stepping into the industry, not knowing anything, and able to accomplish what you've accomplished so far is just absolutely incredible. Now, with that being said, what do you think it is that motivates you and drives you towards that success on the day-to-day?
First and foremost, I think God is my biggest thing of why I'm here. I talk to him daily, and he gives me my answers, but I would say my fiance is also my biggest driving factor as well. She sees the vision I do, and she really does push me. There's days where I had shown her what I'm capable of short-term and long-term goals, and she would say, don't come home until you got a claim or you signed a deal, or and that was she would put the food on the table as long as I came home with good news. So that is either come home with good news or don't come home at all. So
sleep in the truck.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's right.
That's one thing I love about you and Joseph. It was the first time I ever met Joseph. We talked about, he reached out to me telling me about, his goals and what he wanted to accomplish, and then align with coming over and opening up Cool Roof San Antonio. And what I loved about that transition the most, especially with you as well, is Joseph, as well as you, said, before I do anything, I'd like for you to meet my fiance. And Joseph, in that case, is like, I'd like for you to meet Amethyst, my girl, just to see if this is the right decision moving forward. And, business is a marriage. And so life in your marriage is just very important to always get the perspective of the partner. And
yes,
so
sir.
I think that's super awesome. That's one of the things that I love the most about really getting to meet y'all. And just because that's how I am with my fiance. It's very important to get that input and that insight to make sure that vision is aligned. So were you and Joseph, y'all have known each other for quite some time, right?
Yes, sir. So Amethyst is my cousin. So
family.
Basically family. And when I would see Amethyst, I'd see Joseph around, and he would give me some information about roofing. And until I really hit the field, I really found my passion.
I love that. Now, speaking of Joseph, his leadership is just second to none. I mean, we just had our big sales event for education and leadership, and he won the John Maxwell Award. And I think, for those who don't know, John Maxwell is one of the greatest coaches when it comes to leadership and success and business development. And winning that award, I mean, don't you think it's just so fitting for someone like him?
Yes, sir. No, I definitely, I don't know who anybody else who would have been a better fit. So I'm extremely thankful for what he's done and putting me under his wing. And I can definitely give him credit for where I am right now and today.
And that's the cool thing. Y'all are in San Antonio. Y'all are building something extremely special. And what I love about you and Joseph is, like John Maxwell talks about, there's two types of leaders. There's a tour guide and there's a travel agent. The tour guide is a leader who's going to take you somewhere they've been before and show you throughout the experience. A travel agent is like most companies as far as their leadership. They tell you what to do, how to do it, and typically have never done it themselves and expect you to go get results. And so what y'all are building there in San Antonio with that, tour guide leadership at the forefront of the mind is just a phenomenal thing. What would you have to say about y'all's leadership? Like, what is one of the things that excites you the most working alongside Joseph, and what y'all have to offer?
I would just say, I hope everyone's ready for what's to come within the SA market, and the best is yet to come. I think just bouncing off of each other with ideas, and just continuing to create ideas and options and things like that that hasn't been done before. So I'm ready. The training won't stop, and you'll see it. You're gonna see it pretty soon.
It's one of my favorite things you say. The train don't stop.
That's
rolling
right.
down the tracks. And so being in the industry for a year and a half, Joseph's worked with us for quite some time. He's had a tremendous amount of success. He's building an extraordinary company, as we talked about, through leadership and just really building something special. What attracted you, other than Joseph and his leadership and what we have here at Cool Roofs? Like, what was it that really opened your eyes to really plant your flag here at Cool Roofs and call this a home and an opportunity for you?
I think just the commitment Cool Roofs has, it definitely the sustainability standpoint of it as well is huge. The innovative standpoint as well, and just how creative Cool Roofs is, and how many options they have. They're a one-stop shop. They do it all, and I'm thankful for how I can better assist clients with giving them multiple options that are best for them. And every homeowner is unique, and everybody has different needs, and Cool Roofs being able to provide in different ways is just amazing.
That's super exciting. Now, you being the age that you are, there's a lot of people, and I thought this when I started the industry, like you and I we're cut from the same cloth. We wanted something bigger than ourselves. We wanted to create just an amazing opportunity that in the future provides for our family, our future family, our fiancés. Like we're hustlers, and like this isn't that you can be born with this, but this is just something that most people don't have. But for the 21-year-olds that watch this out there, talk about the industry and you being young and knowing that you have this is what I call like a vehicle towards success. How powerful is it to be young and have this as an opportunity for them that they can step in and do just what you do?
I would say just at this age, gaining credibility was the biggest thing. And putting age to the side, I think my passion is just unmatched, and my mentality is I'm hungry, I'm eager, and I think just all those out there around this age now is there's no better time than today, because tomorrow isn't promised. So I'd say give it all you got, and just fulfill your potential, because I sure as heck don't want to be laying on my deathbed knowing I could have done more. So
Wow. That's super powerful. Eric Thomas, a personal development guy, always said, NOW, the time is now, no opportunity wasted. And I think it's interesting. I watch these young guys, 21, and the work ethic's just not there like we have it. And what is that switch that you think could be like the aha moment for them being like, guys, if you really put in the work now, like I have one Instagram video talking about the golden years, like between the age of 18 and like 25. If you just give it all you got, you can set yourself up for the rest of your life. Like, what do you think that switch is? Was it, you doing your first deal where you were like, wow, okay, this is it? Like, what kind of was that aha moment in roofing where you were like, this is what's going to change my life?
I think just discovering the unknown. At first it is scary, but I like to go off of a saying, you either pay now and play later, or play now and pay later. So for me, I think just putting in the work right now, and learning as much as you can, and personally developing, rather than just doing the job itself is going to set you apart from everybody. So I can just say, start now and learn as much as you can and develop within yourself, and you'll get to see things you've never seen before. And that's honestly the greatest thing, is just celebrating your success. And until you do it, you really don't know what's out there. So for anybody out there, I say just take the shot, give it a chance, and just see what it comes with.
And I love that. As before this, we were having, I could say, like a brunch. You're enjoying yourself a nice crab cake. And you mentioned, you're like, man, I love celebrating the little wins. And talk about that, because you said, at one point you overlooked that. But talk about the power of just like celebrating those wins. What is that like?
I think at first when I initially started, I was never satisfied. I was always thinking long term. And until I truly enjoyed the little moments, the little victories, it's basically like a stairs. If you look all the way up to the top, it's gonna seem hard, and it might seem unachievable at that moment. But taking it step by step, sooner or later, you're gonna be at the top. So I think just celebrating the small moments while continuing to be eager, you'll eventually be there and have your long-term goals will come with that. So,
and it's very important. Like Tony Robbins, which we're super excited. Rudy's going to be coming with us. We're taking the team. There's about 15 of us, I believe, that are going to Newark to see Tony Robbins, and it's just such an amazing event. I know you're going to love it. But one of the things he talks about is success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And so important you learning that young, and a lot of our audience here learning that at a young age, like, success is important, but understanding that like growing is everything. Like sometimes we overlook the growth. We just want more, we want more, we want more, especially in this like super materialistic kind of like world that we're living in, from social media to everything, when it's like, hey man, like first off, I'm enough. God, like I'm made in God's image, so that's already a win in itself. But
that's
just
right.
These sales that I'm doing, celebrating those makes it clear to you that it is fulfilling. You are becoming more. You are fulfilling a purpose. So do you kind of align with that?
Yes, sir. And I think it also helps you enjoy life, because life is short, and that's why I'm glad I learned it at a young age to start now and just celebrate being alive. And I definitely agree that just driving the boat early and just taking the bull by its horns, if you were to say. So.
Yeah. Taking the bull by the horns, I love that. Train don't stop.
That's right.
Say. Now, this is Rudy today at 21. Where do you see Rudy at 22?
I definitely would say bigger and better. I'm confident, and I'm prepared for what's to come. I have a vision, and with my mentality, I know what I can achieve now. I know it's possible. And Rudy at 22, I do see just being...
Like, when I met you for the first time, I was at Chewy's with Joseph. I was blown away, the age gap between the two of us. But what excited me the most is knowing is how ahead of your time you already are at such a young age is not only just a great thing for you, but it's going to be so inspiring to so many other 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds out there, knowing that, hey, there is a way. There is an opportunity for me to create success at a young age, and that can be done in roofing. Now, as I see that, one of the things that like I always think about when I see people doing well in other industries, my first thought is, what is the day-to-day? Like, what does your day-to-day look like within this industry that gets you closer to your goals? What are the things that you do? How do you do it? That's something that always interests me, and I know it interests the audience as well. What does that look like?
So I would say day to day, everything is different. But as long as you're able to adapt to various situations, whether it's...
Tour guide leadership, being
Yes,
out
sir.
there and getting it with you. You know, they always say you can get paid for your time, or you can get paid for your value. And in getting paid for your value, that means that you're just good at sales. You see an individual who has a problem, you're the solution, you work them through the process, qualify, make it happen. What does that process look like when working with a homeowner?
I would say the process is putting yourself in their shoes and being empathetic and understanding. You know, some of these homeowners are going through the worst, having a leak and not knowing what to do. And then some of these homeowners are just wanting to upgrade from a standard shingle 25 year 3-tab to, hey, you know, they're considering metal, or even pitching the solar option, and hey, maybe I want to try that. Let's get involved with the creative financing and throw a little solar roof combo in there. So I think just everything, just not just one specific roofing solution, but many is great to have within Cool Roofs.
Yeah, no, little arrows in your quiver, pulling out whatever you need just to help the homeowner. Because, you know, most companies out there, it's a one-stop shop, one type of thing. You know, we only do this, we only sell this, we only do insurance. You know, we don't do solar, we can't do metal. You know, how valuable is it here at Cool Roofs, just the numerous amount of options that we can offer to help that homeowner? Is that something that you were pretty blown away about?
Yes, sir. Just being able to, with like you said previously, the world is constantly changing, and it is getting a little more expensive. And I think just next year, 2025, the biggest thing is going to be the creative financing and different options, and being able to lay everything out on the table with the homeowner. They're just, once they meet somebody from Cool Roofs, it's usually locked in there because they've never seen anything like it. So
yeah, it's always exciting. Like, I always knew sales was the ability when someone has a problem, you offer a solution. But we've gotten to this point where we offer solutions and then give the opportunity for the homeowner to decide which one's best for them. And I haven't seen that anywhere else in the roofing industry. I always see kind of the black and white, the same old of like, no, we just need to see your scope. We just go off the scope. No, you have to pay your deductible. Like, that's it. But for us, it's like, hey, like, we're just in discovery phase right now. Let's see your situation. Let's, like you said, get in your shoes to better understand where you're at and then how we can provide value at that time. So speaking of different options, you know, most companies out there, I mean, I'm not dogging, but they lack education and they lack product knowledge. And one thing that you told me that just blew me away. Talk about real quick the big job that you sold that I think it was a Decra.
yes, sir.
Like, how much was that project? How did you get it? And then in the event, you were telling me when we had a great dinner with your fiance and Amethyst and Joseph that night, how you really went in blind, but learned throughout the whole entire process and was able to get it done. So what was that like? Tell me a little bit about that. That story, I just love it.
I think with Decra, it is a unique roofing system. Of course, it's like a metal shingle. And walking into that project, I really didn't know much about the product itself. But I think just using my confidence, and this homeowner specifically was, I want to stand out, I want to pop. They already had solar panels, so I had told them, hey, you know, I have a roofing system here that I believe will suit your needs. And I pitched it. I showed photos. I was able to put a sample of the roof on their specific home through AI, because that's what it is nowadays. That's where the world's going. And I think after showing them and just putting myself in their shoes, they fell in love with the product. And as far as the product details, they had about 20 panels. So with that, the roof originally being about $15K, I upgraded the roofing system to about $50K with the panels being an extra like 15. So I would say about a 65, 70K job.
Wow.
And, that just comes with, I know it would have been better sold with product knowledge, but I think being around the Cool Roofs team and individuals now having that knowledge, I have those resources here. So I can't wait for the many more jobs to come of selling Decra and other roofing materials.
Absolutely. And isn't it just like such a fulfillment knowing walking away from that was you who did that?
Yes, sir. And at the moment, you don't know it's possible until you do it. So it really opened my eyes. It gave me confidence, and it showed me I can do this and that things are possible. And ever since, the sky's the limit. So
yeah, that's amazing. So, you're here, you're just now really rocking and rolling. You've already done amazing with Cool Roofs, and it's just, like you said, bigger and better. And you're mastering residential roofing. There's different facets when it comes to roofing. You've got commercial, you've got residential, we've got solar, we've got metal, we've got shingle. What's your favorite part about being able to become a master of residential? And then talk a little bit about, knowing this is like the area that you dominate, what does the opportunity within San Antonio look like?
I would say with San Antonio, the market is very underestimated, and a lot of people think that it's a tougher market because of the competition out there. But I think the company itself stands themselves apart, and they display themselves different. So being able to walk with a company behind my back that completely dominates, my favorite part is seeking competition, because I know once I'm there, I'm gonna lock it down, and that's just that hunger in me, that drive, and having a team of brothers behind me it's an unstoppable feeling. So I think the homeowners seeing that, them seeing the company and who's backing them up, like you said, don't just bet on don't bet on the horse, but bet on the jockey.
Yeah.
And I just tell these homeowners to give me a chance, bet on me, and I promise I'm gonna push past their what they know is possible. Yes, sir.
The first time Joseph called me and was like, hey, a good friend of mine reached out, Rudy, and he said that you're interested in wanting to learn more and what we're doing and whatnot. And I said, well, tell me about him. He said, dude, he is one competitive son of a gun. Mm-hmm. He said he is a train, unstoppable. And I've seen that in these past, few weeks that we've had the opportunity to work with. And I think that's such a great value to have. And what do you think sparked that in you to have that competitive drive, develop that competitive nature? Is it the past? Is it sports? Is it like, what's that chip on your shoulder to just get better and better and always just do more and just basically just squash your competition?
So growing up, I've been playing sports since I was about 4 years old, and I played every sport I could. I had done MMA, football, basketball, baseball, soccer. And ever since, I had a strong work ethic on and off the field, and I brought that into the roofing industry. And I would just say I don't push for anything other than first, and I'm thankful for the support around me, honestly. Although it is a competitive industry, being able to be around brothers who want the best for you, and just seeing what's possible within Cool Roofs and seeing those above me, I can shoot for what I see is possible now, and just all those around me. So yes, sir, I can credit sports growing up to bring that into the roofing industry. So.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about cornhole and your cornhole abilities. I can't wait to just smoke you.
Yeah.
Tell you what we do after this. We've got a podcast with Joseph and JB, so while they're doing that, we got to find a local cornhole, and I'll show you how true winners play the sport. But, all joking aside, we'll let you know on our next podcast who won that. But my excitement and I'm always excited, I know I use that word a lot, is understanding. Like, I always like to reflect. Like, one of the big reasons why I love going to so many Tony Robbins events is because the first event I went to was in 2016. I've been to, like, I think 8 or 9 since then. But every time I go, I can reflect on the past years. And one of the questions that I ask myself is, what do I know today, starting within this industry, that I wish I would have known when I started? What's something that comes to your mind that if you can reflect back on the day you started, what are some things that you wish you would have known that you know now then?
I would just say trusting the process. At first, when I first started into roofing and sales, I didn't know the money was real or what was to come. But, I think that just having a great leader and someone to look up to, I trusted the process. I put in the work, and the grind doesn't miss anybody. So you might not see it now, but you will eventually see it. And I would just say, just giving it a shot. A lot of people are scared, like I mentioned before, just because they really just don't know what's out there. But just know that your work isn't missed, and what you put out, you'll get in. So,
and I keep bringing this up, but saying that most 21-year-olds are in a club, they're partying, they're just drinking their face off, not worrying about what's to come tomorrow. And seeing your growth so far, what is the biggest week you've ever made within roofing financially?
So, the biggest week within the roofing industry was $25K. So,
$25?
$25K, thousand.
25,000.
So that was off of 2 roofs. One being one of the biggest shops I've had. A lot of the biggest checks were not only just in San Antonio, but the cool thing about roofing is you can bounce from separate cities, and
100%.
And cool roofs having different markets. I have made money in a couple different cities within Texas, and every market is different. So being able to try out each market is just amazing. So,
what does it feel like for in a week to make $25,000?
At first, it was I mean, I couldn't believe it, and at the time I still wasn't satisfied. But I'm thankful after that I learned to celebrate those small successes. And looking back on it, I wish I would have celebrated that small success, but I just kept moving and kept hunting. But I just that's just what's possible within the roofing industry. Is there's nothing stopping you, and you're gonna see checks like that as long as you put in the work. So I can't wait to see what's possible with selling not only roofs but selling solar as well.
That fires me up. You literally, this is such a motivating thing. You said 25,000. I wish I would have celebrated that small success, and that's hilarious, because that is a unbelievable success. Having the ability to be your age and make that, it just shows everyone like the possibilities of what roofing offers, no matter the age, no matter the location, as you're talking about, no matter where you are. This industry is so special because there's literally opportunity in any city, in any market, for anyone and everyone to provide solutions and create an income for doing so. Talk about solar. What excites you about that? Knowing that we offer solar, you've already worked with a couple deals and having the ability to learn it. What do you think about that?
I think from firsthand, recently signing a deal where we initially started with a homeowner being declined from insurance 3 times, and it seeming like there was just no other option to not only tying the roof but solar into this, and being able to tailor a solution of the homeowner wanting to pass this home down to their kids, and not only having an impact resistant roof, this high end shingle, but having a no CPS bill long term down the road is just amazing. So it went from just a lost cause to 100K, 98K deal. So just being able to have that option now is just is unbelievable, you know. And I think that's the new wave nowadays. And Cool Roof's already being ahead, and being able to offer that with roofing is just a solution. I think that once homeowners find out about it, it's honestly a no-brainer. So,
especially in your industry or in your area, I mean, solar in San Antonio is just such a phenomenal market. Last time I was down there to hang out with y'all for dinner, everywhere I looked, there's solar on at least each street of a neighborhood that I drove by. So it's definitely exciting to know that homeowner denied 3 times through insurance, basically meaning that no funds to cover the roof itself, as it didn't qualify within what they established to be a damaged roof through weather-related activity. Denied. Then you come along and say, look, I understand that to get a roof, it is a huge out-of-pocket expense. It's your number one asset. It's your home. In this case, the individual's wanting to leave it for their future kids or for their kids in the future. And it was a problem. And you said, look, you have a high electric bill. You have a bad roof system. That's a high expense. Let's go ahead and mitigate that bill by slashing it in half or just completely making it obsolete, which in this event you did. And we're going to take that electric bill. Now we're going to make it a finance, basically just like a recurring monthly payment, giving you a fixed rate on electric, and then your roof's taken care of. How awesome is that?
It's honestly amazing, and it's just as unbelievable to me as it is to these homeowners. And I think even myself with my home and my future home, I'm even considering it, and honestly, I'd put it on myself. So I think just being able to offer that and putting it into a roofing combo is next level. So.
And how cool is it the way that we systematize things here as a company? We have lanes like, you're amazing at roofing, focus on roofing. We have Jonathan to where you basically just do the alley up to give him an opportunity. You edify him. Hey, this is Jonathan. He's been in the industry for X amount of years. He's helped, 500 plus families now go solar, which is awesome. And I'd love to see if we can work together and have him come in to see if you qualify for a creative finance program. How interesting is that?
I think having that on your side, having him on your side as a professional and professional individual, he's extremely empathetic with the clients as well, and just being clear and transparent and working together to tailor just a specific and unique solution for these homeowners is just amazing. So being able to have those resources and connections are just amazing, and just having so many options, it's just great to have around you, and just having that team is huge. So I think when clients get to see not only me but those around me, such as Jonathan, there as support, I'm sure they feel that we make them feel like family, and from there, hopefully they can see our true heart and our intentions behind each deal.
For sure. You know how Jonathan and I originally met?
No, sir, I do not.
He sold me solar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he closed me, so then I closed him, you know what I mean? So now we're working together doing the thing, but I mean, you have to be a product of the product, like you said. You see the impact, and that's what I like about what we do. Like, it has to be the right fit for the homeowner. If it doesn't make sense, we don't do it. And I know a lot of people within roofing and in Like for roof, it's like, hey, you need a full roof. I mean, do you really need one? For us, it's like, you don't. You still got some life left. Just enter our homeowners protection program, and we'll keep an eye on it until the day that you truly need a new roof. Same goes with solar. Like anything, you have to be the perfect candidate of a product for it to make sense for you. And that's what I do respect about Jonathan. When he takes a look at it, he'll be the first to tell you, saying, hey, looking at your current electric bill, looking at your usage, looking at the array of your roof and what we're going to do, I'm just going to be upfront with you. It doesn't make sense for you to go solar. And so one thing that I love about Cool Roofs that I know that you signify and you're picking up on is we want to change the industry by leading with integrity, leading with transparency to develop clarity of, yes, solar is a great industry if it's a great fit for the homeowner. However, just like anything in this world, everything is not for everyone. So solar is not for everyone. But for us, it's our opportunity to do the due diligence to see if they qualify and if it makes sense. And so through that transition, how fun has it been to just have a discovery phase of meeting with the homeowner, seeing where they're at, and then throwing different options at them? It isn't just a blast.
It's a great feeling, and I like to see it as every homeowner is either somebody's dad, their mom, their son, their grandfather. Their family just like us. We're human beings, So being able to sit down, take my hat off, and say, hey, I'm not just saying this as not just a sales guy, but hey, I'm here. I understand you. I don't want this to just be business, but I do want to be family. I want to. I got your back, and I have it for the years down the road. So, just being able to see the smile on their faces is motivation every day for them to say thank you. I've gotten checks and literally notes and things like that. I've seen people tear up that this is a solution, and that a home is not just a roof is not just aesthetically nice, but it's also a big functionality in the home, and it's safety as well. So being able to provide protection and support is big for me, and I hope these clients can see that through each deal is blood, sweat, and tears.
And I love that. Someone asked me, like, why are you so passionate about roofing? It's just a roof. And I'm like, well, the great thing about a roof, it's actually the protector of the number one asset that typically people own. Like, when I bought my first house, I was so excited. I'm like, this is an asset. This is my most prized investment that I have. And then knowing that roof is what protects it and keeps that house safe. And so for us to have the ability to work on that and really make sure that we bring that peace of mind, you're right, dude. It's like literally the most fulfillment that there can be when it comes to sales. And I remember when I got in this industry, I was 21. I joined a roofing company that I met on Craigslist. Yeah, it was crazy. I was doing network marketing. I was very successful. Had cars that were way more expensive I shouldn't have, and then the company crashed. And at the end of the day, I reflect on the month. I had too much month at the end of the money. So really what that means is, like, I had a lot of month left, but I had no more money. Not for rent, not for car notes, not for anything, because I blew everything. And it was a great learning lesson. But I walked into an office off Craigslist, met the guy, learned roofing, and I just saw it as literally an opportunity that can change my life. And why I love this sitting here is, look, I feel like I'm talking to my old self, because reflecting on my past 10 years, I'm 31 now, which is crazy to think. I just celebrated my birthday with my fiance, and I didn't acknowledge it till now, but like, I've officially been in this industry for 10 years.
Wow.
10 years. Wow. And it's given me the ability to meet my best friends. It's given me the ability to build one of the greatest companies that's out there within the industry. But the reason why I've been able to do that is because of people like you, man. We've had the ability to attract unbelievable people first, with unbelievable talent second, which is a high willingness to just be the best of the best. And I think our culture is just sickening, dude. Our culture is nothing but growth, personal development, putting you in a place to just become that much better than you were tomorrow than you were today. And so when I get excited, I'm passionate about roofing. It's just the ability to wake up every day and, like you said, be creative, be different, be innovative, being the person that just I put my solution hat on every single day to be like, what problems can I solve today? How do you get paid in sales? I get paid for being a problem solver. So that's what fires me up, is like, if you're 18, 19, 20, 22, whatever, 30 out there, and you're like, man, I don't know what I want to do. They make it complex. Like, business is complex to some people, but it shouldn't. It should be simple. Every single company out there first started as acknowledging a problem, developing a solution, and taking that solution to the marketplace. And the cool thing is numerous people have problems that we solve. And while we solve them, we get better, we get more innovative, we get more understanding, we get creative, and then we just create opportunity. And that's how we get paid. And so out of all the podcasts that I've done, this is definitely one of my most exciting ones, because I want people not only who watch this as a homeowner to know, like, wow, this is a cool company. Like, they're great. They offer great services. But I want young people like you out there that are lost or don't have a direction or don't want to go work a 9 to 5. Look, I hear you. I didn't want to do that. Look at this and be like, you know what? If this guy, Colt, started at 21 and this is where they are today, multi-million-dollar company. And this guy, Rudy, is 21, made 25 grand in a week, has done over 1.6 million in sales as an individual. I think I can do that too. And then bring them over here, and through your leadership, our guidance, our education, they can truly, truly do that. That's coming from a 31-year-old. Now, being a 21-year-old and knowing that, what would you say to that?
I would say what's driven me into Cool Roofs, and for what I can attest to is within Cool Roofs. I'll never forget the day that, in my mind, I'm usually within companies. It's what can you offer, what can you do to benefit the company. But when you ask me, hey man, what can we do to help you, and what are your goals and how can we help you? Just you really betting on the people, I feel like, is why the company is so successful, because the company is nothing without a strong foundation. So I can put this into an example of like a body. It's not, yeah, the outside may look nice, but it's what's on the inside. So I would just say for anybody out there, anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it, and the hard work will pay off. So,
and I know, and it's so well said, but I know there's people who watch our podcast kind of all over, especially in areas that we personally don't service yet. They might be in a different state or country, I don't know. But in watching it, like, when you look at a company to work with them, what are some things that draw you towards that company that these people can look for to make sure that they're in the right fit?
One of the biggest things I would say is the culture. Being able to see a summit firsthand and just see the vision and the energy is just something you can't even put into words. It's something you have to be there for. So I would just say being able to be around people who just they have similar visions and similar goals, and being able to be around those people is just, it makes me a better individual. So I would say the company you stick with is huge. So I'm just excited to be a part of the right company, and I really have not seen anything like this. Even being in the roofing industry a year and a half and doing what I've done so far, I can't wait for the possibilities within Cool Roofs because of all the options and resources and culture, and it feels like family here. So
100%. One big happy family. And man, like, my excitement is watching your growth. So we have this podcast. Fast forward 5 years from now, you and I are going to watch this and be like, wow, how cool is that? And most people don't reflect on where they started, where they're at. They're always just some reason focused on where they're going. And I love the rear view. Most people don't need a rear view because they're always just living in the past and negativity. But I love to see growth and I love to see development, because the biggest thing that I've learned towards success in sales is, in order for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you have to become that person. Like, you can't do multi-million dollars in sales with a multi-thousand-dollar mindset. You have to change the way you think. You have to change the way that you look at things, and then the things that you look at change. It's the beauty of it. So when I just say what's up 5 years from now as we're talking on this, that's going to be true. And you're going to look on this and see the impact that you've had on the people on your team, the customers that you help, your family when you're a father in your kid's life. Like, that's the best thing about what we build here, is we want you to become a better you, so you're a better you for everyone around you. Not just a better leader in business, but a better leader in your family, your church, your community, the organizations that you're a part of. That's the fulfillment of life, is becoming better all around and becoming that person. So we're going to get this thing wrapped up. Those are just my rants because it fires me up to talk about stuff like that. But before we wrap up, is there anything on your heart? Is there anything on your mind that you want to share prior to getting this thing over?
I would just say, just like you mentioned, the rear view is important, but there's a reason the windshield's bigger.
100%.
So I would say within Cool Roofs, the future and the plans are taking on new leadership opportunities and leading by example, not just in the roofing industry, but like you said, through family as well. When I'm a husband and I want my kids to look at me one day, and when they're going through a troubled time, I can't quit now, because when they're going through a tough time and they feel like quitting or things like that, and they're going to ask how I did it, and I'm going to say, hey, I just didn't stop. I trusted the process. I put in the time, and it'll all pay off. So I can't wait to continue expanding this company, and just continuing to learn, and being a sponge is the biggest thing. So never stop learning. Always keep learning from others, and you are who you're around with. So thank you again for letting me be around you and learn from you and learn from the greats, and hopefully I can be in your shoes one day.
Yeah, you will be. 100%, man. Well, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud for who you're about to become, man. Appreciate you. And the last thing that I'll say, and I say this every podcast, is if you do like what it is that we're offering, please click the little subscribe button there at the bottom and stay tuned to just continue to learn from the guys that we have from a young age, from an older age, from really all demographics, age groups, whatever, and then learn more about our products and services and what's to come, and how we're going to continue to impact the industry of roofing and make it that much cooler, no pun intended, and that much better. We appreciate you. Subscribe, like, share. Have a great one.